Greetings, Cap fans, and welcome to a monumental episode of monumental at least in the number. It's episode 250 of the Captain America Comic Book Fans podcast. And for some reason, after all these time, I'm Rick Verbandes and I'm still your host. And I've got a really good co-host. His name is Bob Lucius. Oh, Bob. With radio, the listener becomes the set designer, the costume department, and director.
And that's true. That is all true. It's the theater of the mind. But I don't know who said that quote.
Oh, well, first of all, radio is the theater of the mind. That was attributed to, do you know?
I have no idea.
Steve Allen.
Steve Allen. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But it is. And so this quote that I just gave was credited to Sir Michael Terry Wogan. He was an Irish radio and television broadcaster who worked for the BBC in Britain for most of his career. Between 1993 and 2009, his BBC Radio 2 weekday breakfast program, Wake Up to Wogan, regularly drew an estimated 8 million listeners.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. But he brings up a great point, right? Is that with the audio, our mind does a lot of it, right? We come up with the set, we come up with the costumes, we come up with every little thing that's going on. And that's what we're doing today, Bob. We've got to have we want to do something special for our 250th episode. And so we decided to do our Captain America Comic Book Fans Community Theater Do. So this is the second one.
I love your French.
Yeah, did you like that?
Awesome. Yeah, fabulous.
And so we did this with episode 200. Also because it was a big episode, we want to do something special, and we said we would do it again next year, and here we are. Now, it is we unfortunately we did not have our director from last year, Michael Udlick, come back, so we kind of had a pitch hit there, and so I had to play the bad guy, Bob.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. So before, as a producer, I could just be like, Michael, would you tell them, whatever, and then he would be the bad guy. But now I actually had to be the bad guy.
I know, but I do think it's fair. Folks should know that behind the scenes, you insisted on being called the grand director.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, Bob. So before we get into what we're covering today, I can't believe it's been 250 episodes. I know we do our anniversary show, in December around the holidays, and we talk about it then. But it's that mid-year mark, so I guess it's okay. But man, 250.
That's crazy. I often bring, I teach, I tell you that a lot. And this podcast seems to come up frequently in my class. And in fact, it came up this morning in my class, and I was telling them what number of podcasts that.
Well, why do you keep bringing it up in your class?
Well, I just for various reasons it comes up. I can't remember what the context was this morning. I do remember what the context was this morning. You know how we do sometimes tangents.
Sometimes,
yeah, that happens in my class as well, as might surprise you. And so I was going off on a tangent about going to see the opening of the Superman movie in the future, because we're in the past now, right?
Yeah.
How's this working?
We haven't seen it. Hasn't come out yet for us.
Right. Yeah. So I was very excited about that. And then I was saying, well, I can't go on this night because we got to do this and we got to do this. We got a podcast thing going on. And oh, by the way, did I tell you about the podcast? And they're all like, yes. And then I proceeded to tell them again about the podcast. And then someone asked me what the podcast name is. And then, of course, I tell them what the podcast and promise them extra credit and so on and so on. So it comes up frequently.
What do they have to do for extra credit with the podcast?
Just listen to an episode.
But how do you know?
They have to come back and tell me what the episode was about and if I said anything funny.
Oh, so you make these poor saps listen through the whole thing to find out you didn't say one thing funny.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Oh, also, that's mean.
I also want them to get a real sense of how research is done. So
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, let me
But you're
figure out.
right, though, right? I mean, 250 episodes, that's crazy. And yeah, kudos to you, man, because you do all the editing, you do a lot of research, you're out there, hustling, trying to find guests. I mean, it's a lot of work, and a lot of folks don't realize that. They may listen to the show, they've never done a podcast, maybe never been on a podcast, but it is a lot of work. And this is a weekly podcast. This isn't like a once a month type of thing, right?
Hmm.
This is weekly. So you invest a lot of time and effort into this podcast. So I give you credit for that because
Well, thank you, Bob. It's a
it's,
labor of love.
it is, but it's a service too, right? Because folks who listen to this podcast get something from it. They learn a little bit more about the character, but they also got that sense of community of fans of Captain America, and they're part of that community by being a listener.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about today's episode. You bring up community, right? So, we have 10 of our listeners who are going to join the show today. Nine of which actually shared their voices at the last time we did this episode 200, and we have a new person as well. And you know what? You know who's not in this episode, but had a major part?
Yep.
Grant Ball. Now,
Grant.
Grant, he helped put together the script, right? So he,
Right.
we have two issues we're covering today, and we'll get to that in a moment. And then he, along with Tom Boyd, worked on putting the script together, which is so much easier than trying to read the
It
comic
is.
panel by panel, especially when you have so many different people trying to
Yeah.
figure out when it's their turn to talk.
Right.
So, in the honor of Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail, I think we should put down Grant Ball as Sir not appearing in this film.
I like that title. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two guys, they did a lot of work, and having read through those two scripts for the two issues, it really does make things a lot easier. And there's a lot of detail in there, especially the narration part. Just to again fill in those gaps in the theater of the mind,
Hmm.
vitally important.
Yep. And we're going to hear Tom Boyd's voice for that today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have, again, we have 10 different voices, well, 12 different, including you and me. Because, Bob, you even have a couple of voices.
I know you talked me into it this year. So some of the most important, I think, characters in these two issues. So happy to do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Uh, glad you think that. Um, yes, but and we have a family of three who comes back, the Olsen family. So that's
Great
kind of
stuff.
cool, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, a bunch of people. So and now why are we covering today's issues? The is we're covering from 1986. We're covering Captain America 319 and 320.
Mm-hmm.
And so, reason we picked this, and actually, our listeners on the Facebook page gave a whole bunch of different ideas, and we decided to go with this one. But um, is because there's so many voices in this particular one, and
There
there's no
are.
way. I mean, I
Yeah.
could do them all,
You're right.
but that wouldn't be very good for the listeners.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variety, and some of these characters only they only speak like a very brief line, right?
Yeah,
One after another. So it'd be very difficult to shift up between 8 or 9 different people sounding
right,
off,
right.
right?
Well, there's 40 different voices
Oh my
that we're doing
gosh.
this, including the
Yeah.
narrator. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then not to I guess undervalue this. You put a lot of effort into finding the sound effects for this one, so we actually have like legit sound effects as opposed to your normal kablam.
I know it's going to be jarring for a lot of listeners to have to listen to real world sound effects instead
Yeah.
of this guy. Who's the guy who used to be on the police movies? Michael
Oh,
Michael
yeah, yeah. I can
Michael
see his
something.
face.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have quite his level of you know production
yeah,
quality
yeah.
in my
Wow,
multiple organs.
that guy was something else.
Yeah.
Um, actually, you know what? I saw him in New Jersey at a comic book show. And it was one of those one day small shows. And he was sitting there at a table, selling pictures and autographs.
Uh-huh.
And it was, I was like, oh my goodness.
Still had it.
uh,
Wow. I'd have to go over just to like get an autograph or something.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure he gets asked to do like a, can you
Yeah.
leave this recording on my
Oh, right.
voicemail,
Yeah.
and then
Well, he'd make a lot of money on that cameo. If he just did ringtones,
yeah. Yeah, 100%.
cameo ringtones, that would be awesome, actually.
Bob, we're on a tangent.
Anyway, go.
Let's let's get to today's story. We got a lot to cover. So it's Captain America 319 and 320, and turn it over to our narrator, Tom Boyd.
Steve Rogers, the Sentinel of Liberty, has faced challenges both on and off the battlefield. After a heartfelt decision, his fiancée Bernie Rosenthal has left for law school in Wisconsin, forcing Steve to confront the truth. Their paths are diverging. With their relationship behind him, Steve has rededicated himself fully to the mantle of Captain America. Meanwhile, a shadow looms over the supervillain underworld. A mysterious vigilante known only as the Scourge has begun a brutal campaign, executing costume criminals in cold blood and vanishing without a trace. Villains from Porcupine to Death Adder have fallen. Even those attempting to reform haven't been spared. Each kill ends the same chilling way, with the words, "Justice is served." Frustrated and disturbed, Cap knows this is no ordinary killer. This is someone with a mission. Now whispers spread among the criminal underground. A meeting is being arranged. A trap is being set. And Captain America is closing in. Stan Lee presents Captain America: Overkill. The writer Mark Grunwald, rough penciler Paul Neary, finisher Joe Sinnott and Dennis Janke, letterer Diana Albers, colorist Ken Fedunowitz, editor Mike Carlin, editor-in-chief the late great Jim Shooter. We join the action as Cap leaps to avoid a vicious stroke of an energized whip, simultaneously, skillfully hurling his shield at his foe.
That was sloppy. That whip missed striking me by at least 6 inches. Somebody's not in top form today. Give it up, Blacklash. You're just not up to giving me a hard time today.
Arrogant clown. I've whipped Iron Man. You're not half the hero he...
Cap's shield slams home, disarming Blacklash and putting him down.
What did I tell you, Blacklash? You think I just say things to hear myself talk?
My hand can't feel any...
Can't make a fist, I take it you concede defeat.
Yes, don't hit me!
Wise decision.
As Cap secures Blacklash with his own cloak, the police arrive to secure the villain.
Hey, Max, look who that is.
Captain America? Here?
This isn't fair, Captain. You're not supposed to be here. Your stomping grounds are New York, not Cleveland.
Wrong, Blacklash. All America is my stomping ground. Crooks like you aren't safe for me anywhere.
Hello, Captain. This is an unexpected honor.
Hope you don't mind me apprehending this man.
Not at all. That creep's put over 10 local blues in the hospital.
Say, Blacklash, you used to be a well-connected hitman. What's with these small-time jewelry heists?
I don't give a hang about my rep anymore. I'll be dead soon anyway. All I'm trying to do is get enough bread together to support my mom after I'm gone.
What do you mean, you'll be dead soon?
Come on, man. You must know there's a mad killer on the loose, gunning down high-profile costume criminals like me. I'm not one to scare easy, but when he offed my old buddy the Melter, that's when I knew not even I was safe.
Listen, Blacklash, I'll look into what you told me. You have my word on it. In the meantime, you should be safe in police custody.
You have the right to remain silent. If you choose not to,
Spare me.
As the police lead Blacklash away, Cap returns to his motorcycle, deep in thought.
Someone's killed the Melter. I guess the authorities haven't discovered the body yet. I wonder if this killer he's talking about was the same one who made an attempt on the Constrictor's life a few months back. Scourge, he called himself. I never was able to get any leads on him.
At that moment, inside the secret headquarters of the elite band of criminals and mercenaries known as the Serpent Society, Sidewinder appears suddenly, surprising the rest of society, and carrying the body of Death Adder.
He's dead! Death Adder is dead!
The boss, teleporting in.
He didn't say what I thought he said, did he?
Sidewinder, you found him? Where did you find him? Cobra and I combed the wreckage of his serpent saucer. We couldn't find a clue.
I found him in the morgue.
I can't believe this. Not Death Adder of all people. He was too quick, too slippery.
Poor Roland.
As Sidewinder lays Death Adder's body down, the society gathers round their fallen comrade.
Asp, what's going on here? I was on a solo mission, just got back.
Sidewinder assigned Death Adder to take Princess Python back to the Circus of Crime for a ransom, but his ship crashed in the South Bronx on the way. We've been all looking for him since.
Oh. Who could have done such a thing to him? I'll kill the son of a fish. I'll rip his face off.
That wound looks like it was caused by explosive bullet.
We must avenge him.
Sidewinder turns to address the society gathered before him.
Yes, Bushmaster. We must avenge Death Adder. No one can be permitted to strike at the Serpent Society with impunity. Effective immediately, drop all of your other assignments. Every one of you is assigned to hunt for the vermin who did this and bring him or her back, dead or alive.
And with that, the members disperse to find the killer.
With pleasure. You've got it, man.
Whoever did it is smoked meat.
Go quickly then. And please be careful. Every one of you is valuable, irreplaceable. Rest easy, old friend. You will be missed. You will be avenged.
Elsewhere stands the Bar with No Name, a drinking establishment spoken of in whispers throughout the underworld. It is an out-of-the-way place with a very exclusive clientele. Those special individuals with criminal tendencies and extraordinary modus operandi, whom the tabloids call supervillains.
you, Gary Gilbert, the bartender, told us to talk to you.
Yes, I'm Gilbert. You might have heard of me when I went by the name Firebrand.
Okay, yeah. You used to fight Iron Man, right? I'm Ramon de Rico, the Jaguar, and this is Helen Feliciano, Letha.
Let me get to the point. There's somebody out there who's preying on folks like us. A lone vigilante with more ruthless than anyone we've ever gone up against. This vigilante has been going around for the last couple of months, picking off super criminals one by one. Nobody knows how he works, but he's...
You don't know for a fact it's a he. One of my friends, Titania, got hit a few weeks back. The best lead we came up with was that the killer was disguised as a female wrestler named Gold Digger.
Yes, I heard about Titania. Look at this clipbook I've prepared.
Firebrand opens a thick folder of newspaper clippings. It falls open on a page that reads, "Criminal Enforcer Found Dead."
I've collected newspaper accounts on all of our fellows who have become victims. There's over a dozen so far.
So what are we supposed to do about it?
That's just it. Nobody knows what to do. That's why I'm holding a mass meeting this Saturday night to discuss the crisis. I've invited everyone who's come by for the past month.
I'm not the victim type, but I'll help you out.
A half hour later, outside Cleveland, Cap returns to his mobile headquarters on his motorcycle.
Ah, there's my van, just where I left it. Better activate the door ramp. Home again. I think I'll check in with my hotline network, the Stars and Stripes, see what they have on the mystery criminal killer.
Changing into civilian garb, Cap dials into his vigilant network with the comm station in his van.
Okay, the boys are working on it. Now let's see if the Avengers crime files have anything. How did I ever do my job before the computer revolution, I wonder?
Pausing briefly, Cap reaches for something more analog in his attaché case.
Now, while I'm waiting for all the data to come pouring in, I think I'll finish the artwork on my latest batch of Captain America comic pages. I promised my editor we'd have these by Friday. I better get to a post office before closing time.
An hour later, Cap emerges from the local post office.
Sure is great to have an understanding editor. Most people would probably go berserk letting an artist work for them who has no permanent address. Still, I do check in twice a week, and I haven't missed a deadline yet.
As he returns to the van, Cap notices the information he has sought appeared on his comms panel, giving him information on various villains.
Aha! The Stars and Stripes finished their cross-referencing. My word, what a long list. The Enforcer, Miracle Man, Hate Monger, Megatalk, the Melter, Titania, Basilisk? This list goes on and on. Can this truly be the grisly work of one person? The guy says the MO is the same in all cases. Who could be behind this? The Punisher? No. He doesn't use disguises like the person who tried to kill the Constrictor did. I must get to the bottom of this before he adds another victim to his death count.
Meanwhile, the insidious Serpent Society is way ahead of Captain America, interrogating suspects in Death Adder's murder and following up leads in their own inimitable way. Bushmaster and Cobra go after AIM.
These AIM boys could have resented Adder for killing their boss, MODOK.
Anaconda and Asp chase down Ringmaster.
Come on, Ringmaster. You're sure the Python didn't put you up to murder?
No, I never murdered anybody.
Black Mamba visits Death Adder's family,
Did your son have any enemies you knew of, Mr. Burroughs?
while Cottonmouth and Rattler shake down Kingpin's goons.
Okay, punk, you tell the Kingpin if he knows anything at all about the killer to contact us. You got that?
Got it.
The bar with no name, early the next day.
So far, I've spoken to about 100 supercriminals, here and at the other bars in the circuit, and I've got about 50 of them to promise to attend the meeting tomorrow night. I expect you better stock up on liquor.
You know, it's a real humanitarian thing you're doing, Gary. Business has been really slow lately. I think criminals are getting afraid to go out nights.
It's not purely humanitarian, Jake. I'm a business agent for criminals. I help them find work for a small commission. If someone's killing off my clientele, it's in my interest to get that person out of circulation.
We got a new customer.
Hi, I'm Gary Gilbert, formerly known as Firebrand. And you are?
Anthony Davis, the ringer. What of it?
Meanwhile, at a mental hospital somewhere in central Indiana, Cap searches for clues.
I'm sorry if I seem to be staring, sir. It's just, well, we don't get many celebrities here.
Quite all right, miss. Now, if you could take me to see this Greg Salinger?
Of course. Walk this way. He's here in the maximum security ward. Mr. Salinger's been prone to extraordinary fits of violence.
I know, and as the Fool Killer, he murdered at least 6 people.
Mr. Salinger, this is Captain America. He wants to speak with you.
Ha! Only a fool would want to speak with a madman like me. Does that sound foolish? It's not. Fooled ya. Ha ha!
Son, you're the second guy who's styled himself the Fool Killer. Do you know anyone who might be the third?
Third, Richard the Third. He was a fool. Third baseman, they're fools too. Third in the hand is worth 2 in a bush.
I told you he would not be too coherent.
Well, at least I can cross him off my list of suspects. Thank you, Nurse Uppin.
Fools, Russian Revolution, number 9, number 9.
Emerging without much progress, Cap is deep in thought.
Well, It was worth a try. Fool Killer was a vigilante who went about limiting those he saw unfit to live, even as the criminal killer seems to be doing. I had to get some. What's that? I thought I saw someone dash around the corner of the building.
Cap launches himself into the chase.
What's this? A rope hanging from the roof. What if it belongs to the vigilante I'm looking for? What if he's here to kill the Fool Killer? He's trying to pull the rope up after him. If I can give it a good jerk.
With a sharp tug, Cap pulls on the rope leading up the side of the building.
Whoa!
And moments later catches a surprised Diamondback in his arms.
Well, Captain America, what a pleasant surprise.
I know you. You're one of the Serpent Society.
That's right. I call myself Diamondback.
And just what do you think you're doing here?
One of my fellow serpents has been murdered. I'm out looking for the culprit. There's a fellow here, Fool Killer. Oh, you don't have to put me down. I was quite comfortable in your arms.
You're here alone?
That's right. Doesn't take more than one of us to check out a long shot like this. Say, what brings you here, handsome?
It appears as if we're on the trail of the same person.
Oh, really? That's marvelous. Would you like to share information?
I don't trust this woman. I'm not accustomed to consorting with the enemy.
Oh, Captain, I am not your enemy. I may belong to a rival organization to the Avengers, I'll grant you that. But if I were truly your enemy, I would have nailed you with one of these babies. I had you dead to rights twice, once in the shopping mall and again at that construction site, and I did nothing. Furthermore, you know I had nothing to do with the deaths of Modoc or the porcupine. That was all my colleagues doing. You're not going to judge me guilty by association, are you? Really, Captain, I'm not such a bad sort once you get to know me. I just had a very unhappy childhood.
She may have some leads I don't. And even if she is lying, I may learn more about the serpents so I can hunt them when this case is over. Okay, let's share information.
Oh, great. Come on, I'll take you to my ship.
Cap follows the eager Diamondback to her serpent saucer parked in the woods nearby.
Even if this is a trap, I'm confident I can handle it.
What a gorgeous hunk. I'd do anything for a heavy date with him, even go straight. Here's my home away from home, one of the many fringe benefits that come with being a member of the Serpent Society. How's it compare with the Avengers planes?
Quite well. This looks like a variation on Ames hovercrafts. Wonder if the serpents bought it or stole it from them.
Buckle up, Captain. Don't worry, I'm a great pilot. In fact, I do everything great, in case you haven't noticed.
Meanwhile, back at the bar with no name.
Steady now, man. That's very delicate equipment you're carrying.
You told us that 20 times already.
How much more of that junk you hauling in here, Gary?
Just one more crate should do it, Jake. Considering the complexity of all this scanning equipment, it's remarkably lightweight and compact. Lots of people I spoke with were worried about security at our Saturday night meeting. This ought to impress them. This equipment the Tinkerer loaned me not only has a more sophisticated weapons detector than you use here at the bar, Jake, it also takes everyone's retina prints so we can match them to those we acquired from the police. The Scourge isn't going to be able to waltz in here in disguise. I promise you that.
And, back aboard the Serpent Saucer,
I like to know a little something about the folks I work with.
Sure, I'll lay my Playmate data sheet on you. I was a bit of a tomboy, had a bunch of brothers, always had to prove I could keep up with them. My father died when I was young. My mother was always working. I did everything with my big brother Ricky, even when he started robbing candy stores for kicks. There I was, at his side. Then, when I was 15 and Ricky was 17, he was shot dead by a cop after knocking over a Korean fruit stand. That's when my childhood turned unhappy. I never had much use for the law after that. I dropped out of high school, never picked up many skills except as a con artist and pickpocket. My brother Danny introduced me to a friend of his named Pete, who made me my first set of simulated diamonds. I won't tell you what I gave Pete in exchange. Anyway, I got pretty darned good at throwing those things, and I decided to make a go of it as a costumed crusader. I admit, I did a shady thing or two, but hey, a gal's gotta make a living. When Sidewinder invited me to join the Serpent Society, it was the best offer I had, so I took it. I'm not really a bad person, Cap. I just never had any good influences on my life. Then when I laid eyes on you in that Jersey shopping mall, know what I said to myself? I said, now here's a man who could be a good influence on me. Here's somebody worth going straight for. So how about it, Cap? How'd you like to throw away your inhibitions and let me show you a real good time?
Sorry, Diamondback. I don't take that kind of thing lightly.
Who said anything about love? Let me reword my proposition, Cap. Either you promise to let me have my way with you, or I'll let this saucer crash.
She grabbed the ignition key.
With a wink, Diamondback drops the key into the neckline of her costume.
That is, unless you want to search me for the key, which might be a lot of fun too. Well,
I must say, this is a trap I didn't quite expect. From the little I got her to tell me about herself, I still don't know if she's crazy enough to take this stunt too far.
you'd better decide quick, handsome. In about 15 seconds, I won't have time to dig for the key myself and pull us out of the plunge.
Suddenly, Diamondback puts the serpent saucer into a dramatic dive.
10 seconds? 9, 8, 7.
My decision is no deal. I don't believe you're willing to throw away your life on something so fleeting as a few moments of pleasure.
You cold fish!
With a flick, Diamondback replaces the key and pulls the saucer out of its death dive.
I don't think I could trust you enough to work with you after that little stunt, Diamondback. We'd better call it quits right here.
Cap gets up from his seat and heads to the back of the craft.
What? What do you think you're going to do? Jump? We're a couple of 1,000 feet in the air.
A parachute by the hatch is standard issue on these AIM crafts. I spotted it on my way in. And here's the hatch deploy switch.
Wait, don't jump. I'm sorry. Let me at least take you to the ground.
I'm waiting.
Diamondback acquiesces, taking the serpent saucer in for a quick but gentle landing.
Captain, wait. I'm sorry my desire for you made me act so foolishly. It won't happen again. I promise you. Look, if you agree to work with me on this, I promise I'll not only keep my hands to myself, I'll even tell you where Serpent headquarters is.
Sorry. I only work with people I can trust.
Cap leaps out of the craft into the night.
Oh, what should I do?
After a moment's thought, Diamondback rushes out after Cap into the dark field.
Cap, wait! Cap! What a sprinter. I can barely make him out way down the road. Cap! What is all this alongside the road? Corn? Wheat? It's tall, whatever it is. Cap!
Out of nowhere, a gunshot rings out in the night, knocking Diamondback to the ground.
Oh!
A gunshot? Coming from behind me where Diamondback is. Could it be the villain killer gunning for her? So dark, I can't pinpoint where the shots are coming from.
Another shot hits Cap's shield.
The gunfire stopped, I think. Yes, I hear someone running away between these row of corn.
Cap plunges into the corn maze, sweeping the tall stalks aside with his shield.
I'm closing in on him. There he is. Another few yards and I'll have him. Hold it, you!
Look, they got me.
The guy who attempted to kill the constrictor wore a latex mask. Now, to see who...
What are you going to do to me? Stop tearing at my face.
This man is not wearing a mask. I think he really is what he appears to be, a farmer.
Hey, you ain't no Martian. You're that New York hero, Captain America.
After verifying that hypothesis, Cap finds Diamondback laying in the field.
I'm really sorry, Captain. I didn't know it was you.
Diamondback, how are you doing?
I know I don't have much life left in me, Cap. Please, grant a dying woman's last request. Kiss me.
You're not dying, Diamondback. The farmer's buckshot tore up your arm and shoulder a bit, but it didn't hit anything vital. Mr. Hager, if you can fetch your truck, we can drive this woman to the nearest hospital.
Be right back.
You are impossible. You know that.
Saturday night, outside the bar with no name.
What do you call yourself? The gay 90s man?
Hey, you're the Birdman, ain't you? I heard you was dead.
Nah, you must be thinking my cohorts, Ape Man and Cat Man.
I went one-on-one with the She-Hulk. How about you?
Meanwhile, inside the bar, Firebrand shows off his technology.
What's that for?
Routine retina scan. It's painless.
The bruise on the house. That's right.
Hydra's all washed up. They become too conservative.
How embarrassing. No one here's ever heard of me.
I heard you had gone legit, my dear.
Mm-hmm. The Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation has made fighting pay off big. I'm here with you lowlifes because this creepy killer offed a friend of mine.
Wow, there are a lot of big timers here tonight, Ringer. You're running with the fast crowd now.
Steeplejack, you'll need to remove your rivet gun before...
That's not fair, Gilbert. Some of these jerks got built-in powers which you can't check at the door.
I know, but since the killer packs a piece, we can't allow any in here.
Garçon, a Chateau Lafitte Rothschild, 29, please.
Ringer, did you see anybody else out in the lot?
No, sirree, I didn't. I was the end of the line.
Oh. I'm a bit disappointed, Jake. I was expecting 50, and so far there's less than 20 people here.
It's crime, Gary.
I'll see how long I can stall everyone. Give time for the latecomers to arrive.
But the gathered crowd has different ideas.
Hey, Gilbert, we ain't got all night. Let's get this show on the road.
And 6 minutes later, Gary Gilbert calls roll.
Steeplejack.
Shell Shock.
Mind Wave.
Cyclone.
The Ringer.
Hellraiser.
The Grappler.
Rapier.
Jaguar.
Mirage.
Turner D. Sentry.
The Vamp.
Birdman.
Commander Kraken.
The Hijacker.
La Cheetah.
Letha.
Okay. You all know why we're here. Somebody is trying to kill us. He, or she, is a master of disguises, has a great amount of data about our backgrounds and our every movement, and carries a gun that shoots armor-piercing explosive bullets. Victims to date have included the Enforcer, the Wraith, Death Adder, the Fly, the Melter.
My word, so many, and such powerful chaps as that.
And the latest victim was a fellow I invited to this very meeting a few weeks back, the Blue Streak. The profile of the typical victim is this: someone who's encountered a superhero at least once, been convicted for some crime or other, and uses unusual weapons or powers. That description fits every one of us here, myself included. So the question is, how are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to stop this scourge of the underworld?
Let's put up $1 million reward.
Challenge him to a duel.
Let's all go into hiding.
Let's ask the Avengers to protect us.
Let's kill all superheroes. Then we're sure to get the one doing this to us.
How about calling in S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Gentlemen, ladies, please, let's not all talk at once. Let's take each of your suggestions one at a time and debate the pros and the cons.
From behind the bar, a voice chimes in.
Say, Gary, may I make a suggestion? You could all eat, let, and die.
Unleashing a hail of shots, the bartender revels in his victory, pulling off his mask and shouting his victory cry.
Dead. All 18 of them. Justice is served.
The bar with no name runs red with blood. A massacre. Dozens of costumed criminals gunned down without warning. The killer? The mysterious vigilante known only as Scourge. Now, with the body count rising and justice twisting into vengeance, Captain America is on the hunt. But can even the Sentinel of Liberty stop a killer who strikes without warning, wears any face, and vanishes like a ghost? Find out next in Face to Face with Scourge, the explosive climax to the Year of the Scourge. And so, we continue our tale somewhere on Lake Erie. Our hero stands on a pier as a vast fist, far larger than Cap, rises out of the water, ready to strike.
What in the... No time to get out of the way. My best chance is to dive into it before it hits me. I'm not at all sure how water can be made to hold a shape like a fist, but at least it behaves like water on the inside. Let me try to swim through this thing. Judging by the way the water's churning, it's changing shape around me. Made it to the top. Looks like I'm in a tall column of water. And there on the pier next to the one I was on is the man behind all this. Okay, pal, you've taken your best shot at me. Here's mine.
With a mighty effort, Cap hurls his shield at the far-off jetty, forcing his surprised foe off his feet.
The shield. I didn't see it coming until it was almost on me. Oops, I think I lost control over my water spout.
The column's collapsing. I better dive for it. Let the wave carry me in. Okay, water wizard. What's the big idea?
Hello, Captain.
I don't take kindly to folks offering to meet me somewhere, then attacking me.
But I had to do it. Don't you see? I had to make sure you were really Captain America and not someone disguised as you. Well, I believe you're really you, and I'm sorry you got all wet.
This fellow seems really nervous. He's not one of the sterner opponents I've faced. Okay, wizard. I'll accept your need to make me prove myself. Now, what about this lead on the Scourge of the Underworld you say you have?
You'll have to follow me to a place about 20 miles from here, Captain. It's best you see it for yourself.
I'm warning you, wizard. No more tricks.
No, sir.
And soon, Water Wizard leads Cap to a now deserted bar with no name.
This place doesn't really have a name, Captain. We just call it the bar. It's one of a number of drinking establishments across the U.S. where you've got to be a wanted criminal to get through the doors. Never heard of it, have you? Well, I don't imagine many working on your side of the law have. I never heard of these places being raided even once. For years, these bars have been where my crowd hangs out, makes contacts, and conducts business.
A parking lot full of cars. This place has all the signs of a trap.
Inside, Water Wizard leads Cap to a door and begins to open it.
Would you like to go first, Captain, in case he's come back?
You lead, wizard. It's quiet as a church in here, and that strange smell.
Brace yourself.
Going through the door reveals the grisly scene. The bar floor littered with corpses.
Good Lord.
Dead, Cap. 18 super criminals shot in cold blood.
I recognize most of these people. Some personally, some by reputation. Every one of them. Dead. Okay, wizard. Tell me what happened here.
Well, you see, a couple of weeks ago, this guy, Gary Gilbert, he used to call himself Firebrand, spoke with me when I stopped in for a drink. He was organizing some sort of big meeting to discuss what to do about this criminal killer Scourge. Actually, I hadn't heard about him before, but when Gilbert showed me all the clippings of all the criminals Scourge killed, well, it sure gave me the creeps. I mean, I fit the profile of a standard victim. So I said, sure, I'd show up for the meeting, which was held last night. Only thing was, on my way over, my VW got a flat and I didn't have a spare tire. When I finally made it here about 3 hours late, I found them all here this way. I ran out, tried to figure out what I should do, call the cops or what. I finally decided to call your hotline.
You had nothing whatsoever to do with this massacre then?
No, of course not. I'm not into shooting people. Would I have brought you here if I were in on it? Listen, Captain, I brought you here because I'm scared. If it hadn't been for my car, I would have been here dead, just like the rest of them. You've got to protect me, Captain. Everyone knows you're the hero's hero, but you've got to be the villain's hero too this time. I just didn't know where else to turn, who to trust.
Get a hold of yourself, Water Wizard. You've been very lucky so far, and I intend to see you stay that way. It would be pointless to try to bodyguard you 24 hours a day. The only way you or anyone else will truly be safe is if I get this Scourge character behind bars where he belongs. After I find a safe place to hide you, I swear I'm going to track down that killer and bring him to justice.
Somehow just hearing you say that makes me believe it, Cap.
Later that night, as several ambulances gather the dead, Cap brings the local sheriff up to speed.
Unbelievable. I'd never even seen one of you costume types before. Never even thought you guys existed. Now I have this on my hands? Never seen so many dead bodies in one place either.
Neither have I, Sheriff. Not since the war.
Didn't know that tavern was still in business. You say you got an anonymous tip that led you here?
That's right. I have a special hotline service that lets me know where in the U.S. I'm needed. I hate to withhold the whole truth from the local authorities, but if I let them know about the Water Wizard, they'll want to question him. The only way I can ensure that Scourge won't sneak up on him in disguise is to keep the wizard away from everybody.
Any theories about this massacre?
After giving the sheriff a short briefing, Cap mounts his motorcycle.
Well, sounds like this Scourge fellow could be anywhere by now. But if you do learn he's still in this county, you'll want you to let me know about it, you hear?
You'll be the first to know, Sheriff.
7 minutes later, America's greatest hero guides his Harley-Davidson Custom Special up a remote-controlled rampway into a vehicle parked off a secluded road. Though it looks like an ordinary Chevrolet van, it is in reality Captain America's mobile headquarters, his home on wheels.
It's getting late. I better give Water Wizard a call as I promised. He should be safe in that motel I checked him into. Provided he stays inside and doesn't open the door for anybody, it's bound to be safer than having him tag along with me. Wizard, Cap, you okay? Good. Look, I can't talk long now. I'll drop by tomorrow night with more supplies. Remember my password? Good. No, nothing substantial yet. I will. Bye. Now I'll see if the Stars and Stripes, my hotline people, have anything new to report.
Finally, Cap finds a moment to lie down.
I've been trying to pick up on Scourge's trail for weeks before I got the wizard's call, and I'm still at square one. I've never been at such a loss about a case before. He could be anywhere. Look like anything.
Meanwhile, less than 100 miles away, another van is parked. It too is a mobile base of operations. But its owner is not a hero, save perhaps in his own mind.
The phone. Good.
A shadowed figure stirs and reaches for a disguise. They pull on a mask and wig of a beautiful blonde woman before activating their video communications.
Yes, Domino?
More information for you, Scourge. Craven is being moved from the LA jail to New York for deportation on Friday, coming in at JFK.
Craven. I abandoned my hunt for him when one of the Avengers obstructed my chances of a clean hit.
I got more than that tidbit. The Puppet Master has been sighted in Omaha, heading east by train. Solar died in a mishap at a secret government project in New York, so you can scratch him off your list. Diamondback is at a hospital outside Akron, Ohio. Oh yes, I've learned the Hobgoblin's true identity. Which would you like to hear the details on first?
Start with the one closest to my present location.
And after logging his agent's data, Scourge closes the comms channel.
How that man manages to find out what he does never fails to astonish me. My crusade would be nowhere without him. After last night's coup de grace, it's quite a letdown stalking solitary targets again, but justice must be served, and I am its faithful servant. Let me access what I have on this Diamondback.
As Diamondback's beautiful visage appears on the computer screen, Scourge discards their current disguise.
Yes, she is nearest. I can deal with her tonight. Now, what would be a suitable disguise?
Later that night, at the hospital where Rachel Layton, alias Diamondback, is being treated, someone dressed as Cobra sneaks in an upstairs window.
Is this the one, perhaps? In the dimness, it does look like her. I'll creep in for a closer peek.
Another step and you've got a spike in your head, pal.
Diamondback, no, it's me, Cobra!
Cobra? Prove it.
Cobra removes his helmet, presenting his face to Diamondback.
This isn't a mask. It's my real face. Feel.
That's real face, all right. Sorry for the threat, but a girl can't be too careful these days.
Neither can a guy. So what happened to you when you didn't report in? The boss was worried that you...
Got aced by the crook killer? No, nothing so sinister. A hick farmer shot me full of buckshot thinking I was a, get this, Martian. There was a little infection and, well, I've been lying on my rump ever since. I was probably going to check out in a day or so.
Well, I'm glad the mystery assassin hadn't gotten to you.
Me too, Kobe. Anyone else in the Serpent Society get a lead on that scumsucker yet?
Nope. Some of the others are beginning to think it's a hopeless task.
They may be right.
You up to traveling, DB? It really isn't safe for you to stay here too long.
Sure, I think I'm up to it. But I also think you're a bit of a worrywart.
Well, if a slippery character like Death Adder can be nailed, none of us are safe. Come on, let's use the window.
What with my bum arm, Cobra, I'm not about to go shimmying down a drain pipe.
No problem, I'll carry you.
Easy now, Cobe. You're a hard guy to get a hold onto one-handed. You put some kind of slippery grease on your suit, right?
Yes, but I'll see to it that you do not fall, particularly since I find you the most delectable member of the team.
As Cobra and Diamondback sprint for the tree line,
Sneaking out without paying like this, I'll never know if the medical coverage we society members get is as good as the boss claims. Hey, somebody's driving by.
I have my craft parked across the road.
Scourge leaps from his vehicle as the serpents run up the ramp of their saucer.
Diamondback. And the Cobra. I can eliminate them both at once. If I can hit that hovercraft's fuel tank as I did with Death Adder's ship. I'm uncertain if I scored a hit through the dense foliage. Do not hear any indication of trouble in the whine of the ship's engines. Curse me for not getting here sooner.
With Cobra at the controls, the serpent saucer zooms to the safety of the air.
Hey, did you hear something hitting the saucer?
I thought you hit some branches on the way up.
No, it sounded like someone was shooting at us.
I'll check for damage.
Diamondback goes to the rear of the ship to check for damage.
A bullet hole, embedded in the bulkhead a few inches from the fuel tank. Do you think that was...
I don't really want to know, do you?
But Cobra, we could stop him.
Not alone we couldn't. Call for some reinforcements. I'm getting us out of here.
Meanwhile, below, Scourge returns to his van.
They've eluded me. Ah, well, they can run all they want. It makes no difference. Justice will win in the end.
The next morning, Cap visits the county police station with a plan.
So that's my idea, Sheriff. To pull it off, I'll need your cooperation.
Well, Captain, what you're asking is highly irregular. But then again, so is this case. You really think there's a chance the killer will fall for it?
Yes, if we do it right.
Okay, it's your neck in the noose. We've got nothing to lose.
And in the morgue,
Had to call in coroners from the next 2 counties to help out.
What do the news media know so far?
Well, there was no way we could keep all those ambulances quiet. They know there was a lot of bodies involved, but they don't know how many or what exactly happened.
Good.
Personal effects are right here. Well, which one's it going to be?
Cap pulls out a colorful costume from one of the evidence boxes.
This should do nicely.
Elsewhere, later that day, the Scourge lies in bed watching the news.
For the special bulletin, one of the strangest mass murders in our nation's history was discovered in Medina County, Ohio last night.
This should be good.
Police have recovered the bodies of 15 men and 2 women, all of whom were shot dead by explosive bullets at approximately the same time.
15 and 2 is only 17. Sloppy reporting, bud.
All the victims were wearing costumes at the time of the shooting and are believed to be criminals of the sort the New York tabloids have dubbed supervillains. Here with a report from the scene is Katie Carnes.
Thanks, Brett. I'm here at what was formerly known as the El Dorado Trunk Stop off Country Trunk M. Last night at 11 o'clock, answering a tip from the legendary crime fighter Captain America, police arrived at the scene to investigate a massacre. All of the bodies have since been removed, and the police are withholding the victims' names, pending notifications of next of kin. As you can see, officers are still combing the area for clues.
Sources close to the investigation have revealed that there was one survivor of the multiple shooting.
What?
His name is Desmond Charn, but he is better known as Mirage. Using certain holographic devices, which are his stock in trade, he managed to elude the gunman's bullets.
I don't believe it.
Charn is currently in police custody, where he is being questioned about the killings. Sources close to the investigation believe that Charn's eyewitness account will help them identify the killer. News 7 will bring you further updates on this murder throughout the day. This is
The furious Scourge moves into the cab of his mobile headquarters before driving off at speed.
This just can't be. I checked each and every body there. They were all dead. There were no survivors. Unless that wasn't the real Mirage I killed. I've got to go back there. No 2-bit illusionist is going to rob me of my greatest victory. I'll get Domino to sniff out where they're holding him. The guilty must not go unpunished.
Meanwhile, at the Medina County Police Station, Cap stands dressed in the recently deceased Mirage's costume.
Okay, the media's been given the cover story, but I don't expect it's going to stand up very long. What's next?
You know, Sheriff, this is the first time I've deliberately interfered with our nation's free press by tampering with the truth. Mirage may have relatives who are hurt by this misinformation.
Come on, Captain. If it'll help catch a mass murderer, don't you think it's worth it?
Yes, this was my idea, after all. I just want you to know that I don't take lightly what I've asked you to do. Now then, where can you place me for safekeeping so the killer has a clear shot at me?
Well, let's see. I own a hunting lodge about 30 miles from here.
That sounds perfect, Sheriff. Now remember, none of your men can be told about our little masquerade. The killer may have spies everywhere.
With that, Cap as Mirage is led off by an unwitting county deputy.
Keep it moving, pal.
That man escorted by the police. He's wearing Mirage's uniform beneath his coat. That's funny. Now, why would they let him wear that if they were trying to hide him? Unless, perhaps he insisted. His hologram projectors are built into the suit, after all.
35 minutes later, at the sheriff's hunting lodge.
Here we are. Don't get much use out of the place except during hunting season.
How close is your nearest neighbor?
Couple of miles.
If the killer tries to get close to me, he'll probably be dressed like a policeman. How'll I identify the real McCoys?
I have 3 sons, Jeffrey, Michael, and Stephen. Every man working for me will be able to name them.
Fair enough.
So, Stay out of trouble, Mirage. I'll be by in the morning.
This place is perfect for an ambush.
Sir, are you sure Mirage is going to be safer here than in a cell?
May as well acclimate myself to get comfortable. If Scourge makes his move on me at all, it'll probably be tonight.
Meanwhile, 2 hours away.
What is it, Domino? Have you?
You've got it, Scourge. I've learned where they took Mirage, a hunting lodge off County Trunk O, near Allenville.
Excellent, Domino. You've outdone yourself.
There's still a few things I'm trying to get to the bottom of, like how Mirage could have survived if you examined his body personally for vital signs.
I'm curious about that too. Anyway, this time when I kill him, there'll be no mistake.
Shortly after dusk at the lodge.
One good thing about being cooped up in a tiny place with little to do, I can at least get ahead of my steady freelance assignment, drawing the Captain America comic book. I try to put in an hour at the drawing board before bed every night, but that's not always possible. I find it relaxes me after the stresses of the day. Of course, right now, it wouldn't pay to get too relaxed with a mass murderer stalking me. I'd better douse the lamp and equalize the odds against me a bit. Now all I have to do is lie back and stay awake. I just hope that Scourge is out there and didn't see through this ploy. I have no idea what to do next if this fails.
A half hour passes. 45 minutes. An hour.
That's the lodge Domino described. No lights on. Their infrared goggles will fix that. This is quite unlike my other missions. I've had so little time to plan. I best wait until the moon sets to make my move.
At 3 a.m.
A figure lying on the bed. Yes, it's him. I must have hit him.
With a crash, Scourge kicks down the door, only to be met with Cap's shield slamming into his hand, disarming him.
Ah!
Scourge turns and runs out the door into the dark night.
It worked. I flushed Scourge out of hiding, and I got him to fall for the oldest decoy in the book, the stuffed costume trick.
That was Captain America's shield. I've seen it up close before. This must have been some sort of setup. I must get away. Although he and I are on the same side, my methods are so much more effective than his. He opposes me.
Which way did he go? I can't hear him running through the underbrush. Lying in ambush, I'll bet.
What do I do? That's Captain America, one of the biggest names in crime smashing. I have no quarrel with him. He never committed a crime. Never killed anyone before who wasn't a convicted criminal and didn't deserve it. But if I don't stop him, he'll stop me. Captain America, I don't want to hurt you. Stay where you are.
Aha! He's revealed his position.
No! I'll fire a warning shot.
Not even his explosive bullets can penetrate my shield. He's scrambling through the woods. I hear him.
Curse him. What's his problem? I never did him any harm. I've helped him in his cause. Is he so stupid he can't see that?
Scourge certainly is maneuvering well in the dark, but as long as he keeps shooting, I know where he is.
Stop following me, you fool! Or I will not be held responsible for your death!
My persistence and my silence is spooking him. Good. What I want to know is how many bullets does his clip hold? The gunfire ceased. I hear the click of him expelling his clip. Now's my chance.
Without a second thought, Cap hurls his shield at the retreating Scourge, hitting him in the knees and taking him to the ground.
I've reloaded, Captain. One more step and I'll shoot. Without your shield, you haven't a chance. Goodbye, Captain.
I miscalculated how long it would take him to reload.
If I miss him, I'll never get another chance. If I hit him, I'll be as bad as the criminal scum I eliminate. What should I?
He thought he had me dead to rights, and he didn't pull the trigger. Why? It's over, Scourge. No more shooting.
Cap wrestles the gun from Scourge's hand and quickly gets to work tying his hands behind him.
You could have killed me, Scourge. Yet you didn't. Why?
Heroes don't kill other heroes.
You? A hero?
That's right. I've probably done every bit as much as you to fight crime, make this world a better place. The only difference between us is when I go after a menace to society, they don't cop a plea deal and go back on the streets in 3 months to a year. The problems I solve stay solved.
Cap pulls the black ski mask off Scourge.
Without your mask, you're nobody I've ever seen before.
Who'd you expect? Your evil twin brother. Come on, that stuff only happens in the movies.
What gave you the right to play judge, jury, and executioner?
I don't play judge and jury. Every person I've killed has been convicted of a crime. Go ahead and check. The American system of justice is far too lenient. I have to compensate for it.
You have to, huh? Who told you to?
Don't patronize me, Captain. No one told me to. I'm not crazy. I don't hear voices. I decided to do this for much the same reason as any of us vigilantes decides to. Want to hear about it? I thought you would. My father was a famous Hollywood director. He specialized in westerns back when they were in fashion. I used to hang around the back lot all the time, watch him work. The movies my father made weren't just cheap entertainments. They were morality plays. I learned all about real justice, frontier justice, from watching them. I had an older brother. He apparently couldn't see past the blazing guns, couldn't see that they were just a means to an end, namely justice. He became a gunman on the wrong side of the law, called himself the enforcer. When Dad found out, something inside him broke. I hated my brother for that. I hated the shame he brought upon the family. I decided to do something about it. Using the tricks I picked up from the guys in the makeup department, I put on a disguise and then went out looking for my brother. I found him finally. I made him stop disgracing himself. Felt real good after that. I decided to devote my life to serving the cause of justice. I took the family wealth and poured it into financing my operations. I hired a private detective to gather information for me. My targets would be costume criminals like my brother, because they were the most flagrant perverters of justice. The Miracle Man, the Melter, Death Adder, Titania, the Basilisk, the Fly. I've lost track of all those to whom I've dispensed justice. A little bang here and there, and I've made the world a better place.
You are a very sick man, Scourge. You need professional help, and I'll see to it you get it. Come along. What was that?
A bullet dispensed from a silent weapon explodes into the bound Scourge's chest.
Ah!
What in the... Who in the world? Scourge has been shot with an explosive bullet, like the ones he uses.
Justice is served!
What do I do? Try to find the gunman in the dark, or stay here, trying to keep Scourge alive? I know what Scourge would do. His brand of justice has no room for mercy. But I can't leave him. Not while there's still a chance he'll live. Hang on, Scourge. Hang on.
Went out with a bang.
I hear tires squealing in the distance. Whoever's killed him has gotten clean away. Who could have been? An accomplice of his, afraid that Scourge would finger him? That private detective he mentioned? Or is there more than one Scourge?
Although Captain America manages to prolong the bleeding man's life by 5 minutes, his questions remain unanswered. And this, true believers, brings our story to an end.
Well, what'd you think, Bob? That was
Wow.
yeah. You had. I mean, gosh, the award goes to Bob Lucius for the worker carrying in the equipment.
Oh, you told me that like 20 times. End scene.
What was your backstory for that character when you were really
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up with
Yeah. A lot of
how you were
rage. A lot
uh-huh
of rage. He'd been working all day, no lunch, has
uh-huh
to find this place in the middle of nowhere. Parking lots full of cars, all these criminals are
yeah yeah
taking up the parking spots. You can't get a parking spot to offload the equipment. No, he's just had it. He's had it.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah,
So your motivation was he was hangry.
he was hangry. Yeah. Danny
Okay.
DeVito hangry.
No, that was a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody who lend their talent, their time, and their voice.
But I do think, shout out to all these folks because it wasn't just showing up for game day, right? They had to put in the practice on rehearsal day as well. So they did give up a significant chunk of time to deliver this spectacle for the listeners.
Absolutely. And I think every one of them's like, all right, we'll see you at episode 300. So we'll see. We'll see if 300 is actually the number but it'll probably sometime next summer. We'll do this
Yeah.
again because it is a lot of fun.
Right. Start planning ahead.
Yep. All right. Next episode, we do have we're coming back and going to there's this little movie out right now, Bob. You might have heard about it. It's Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this we haven't seen it yet, obviously, because when we're recording this, but we figured we should go ahead and do a story featuring Fantastic Four and Captain America. So you picked out the 1996 volume of Fantastic Four, which is volume 2, and this is number 3,
Right.
where Cap meets the Fantastic Four.
Right. Yeah. A lot of cool characters in this particular issue. And Jim Lee art.
Yeah, I know. It's really good art. So can't wait to talk about this one next episode, and also just a shout out to our patrons of the show, the people who support us, who go. If you're interested in finding out more information, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/. Cap Comic fans. Because of their donations, we're able to do some really cool things for our listeners as well as, pay our bills. So shout out to them. And also, if you don't mind, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening. So if you're on YouTube right now, the simplest, easiest thing you can do is just hit that like button. But we also love seeing your comments, and that's whether on YouTube or Spotify or our Facebook group, and also in Apple. So if you want to give us a 5-star review on Apple, leave us a review there. We will read that here on the show. Bob, any final comments?
Nope. I am just fired up for next week, Rick.
All right. He's Bob Lucius. I'm Rick Verbanis. And you have been listening to another episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast.